because without sales, without generating revenue, a business isn't a business.
We're in business to make money. It's
Absolutely.
about relationships, but we're in business to make money. Welcome to Optometry Profits Revealed with Peter Precht. I've got an unbelievable guest with me today. I'm very excited to introduce Helen Whitaker. She has 32 supported international optical businesses. She has the reality of making mobile businesses sustainable and profitable for people. She was the International Optician of the Year in 2021. And without any further ado, here is Helen Whitaker. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Peter. I am very grateful for this opportunity, and it's lovely to meet you.
Yeah, we've connected a little bit on social media, so it's wonderful to get a face-to-face and get an understanding about what you do and how you got to this point. I'll let you start off that. How did your journey begin, and how did you get to where you are today?
Okay, well, I can talk the hind legs off a donkey, Peter, so I'll try and keep it short. So yes, I'm a fairly a newbie in the optical industry. I became an optician in 2012, so quite late in the game. And I quickly discovered that I had a passion for the optical industry and I loved being as good as I could be. And within 3 years, I developed my own business. Now, that was a mobile optical business, which I started from, the baseline up. And I did it for a number of reasons, most of them empathic for my client group. I knew that there were certain sections of the community that would really benefit from that kind of very personal interaction and having Definitely. Opportunities on their schedule.
Right.
And then it became such a success. I want to share. I'm extremely supportive and what's the word? Conciliatory. I love teamwork. I want other people to do what I do and to be able to get the benefits, not just for their clients who get 100%, but for themselves. Working on your own schedule, getting your time back and being paid what you truly deserve.
Right. And that absolutely resonates with quite a few people. I found it fascinating that you honed your video. We'll get to some of the details of that in a minute. I was watching your video earlier, and you hit right on territory management and marketing. And, a lot of opticians don't necessarily think this way. Mm-hmm. Can you explain that? Because it's not a foreign concept. They understand it. They deal with reps, but managing your own territory that way, and then obviously following those 5 steps that we're going to go through in just a moment. Talk a little bit about that if you can.
Absolutely. So I'm a saleswoman, first and foremost. I've been in sales all my life. I was in a number of medical device and pharmaceutical industries throughout the UK and Europe before I moved to Canada. So yes, I have the benefit of an incredible sales career. And I'm proud of being in sales, Peter. That's what I am. It's what I do.
Me
too. Oh, thank you.
No,
I love to hear that, because without sales, without generating revenue, a business isn't a business.
We're in business to make money. It's
Absolutely.
about relationships, but we're in business to make money.
And when you think about that, you can apply the exact same principles to anything, any product, any service you are selling. And it basically comes down to this, and it sounds a bit of a cliche, but I have it in my mind every day. Say the right thing at the right time to the right people in the arenas where they're currently looking for your services already. It's what they want, and make it apparently clear to them that the only way they can get what they want is from you. You've got them. Now that's sales, And basically, you've got to understand a little bit more than that when you're really trying to tap into the minds of I call them my perfect clients.
You know, I don't want to go down a weird angle of self-love, but if you don't love yourself in the middle of this or to start with this, I would imagine it would be challenging to build those relationships. But you do lay it out. You know, you make it very obtainable, for lack of better words. You know, in my mind, without any further, I'd like to roll into. You mentioned 5 vital skills or steps for an optician. Do you mind if we go through those one at a time?
No, I mean, they're pertinent to what I teach on my Secure Vision Mobile Optical Academy to help people actually develop their own mobile optical business. And they're 5 vital steps for the success of that business.
Yeah, I'm very interested in going through those, and I certainly want to talk to you about putting a link to the webinar that you did.
Okay, absolutely.
Because that's critical. People need to be able to dive right in and look at exactly how you describe it. It's much more than what we get into right now. But yeah, step 1, getting back to what I just said, location and territory, and make it what you want. With that said, what drew you to Powell River?
Powell River, oh my goodness! So that's a whole nother story, Peter. So let's be careful here, because again, I can, let's crack open a bottle of wine and let's go for that.
I had to ask,
But okay, so Powell River is a very small, a very remote part of British Columbia. It's on the Sunshine Coast. Now, I came there by chance from the UK. I stuck my finger on the map of Canada, literally with my finger, boom, it landed on Powell River, and I came as a single mum with my 2 little girls and made a life, and it was amazing. Best thing I could have done.
Awesome.
So I've lived in other places since then, but I'm back in Powell River. It's where my heart is, and the business model here is based on providing optical services. I'm a licensed optician. I fill the prescription for people requiring glasses. I have in my mindset a perfect client, and that's step 1. So location, step 1, is actually about identifying where those perfect clients are. It's not a geographical location. Okay.
That's really cool.
Because I only want to work with the perfect clients.
That's so cool. There's a personalization to it that isn't necessarily perceived. I think that's really awesome, and it does opens up pretty vast capabilities, I guess, at the end of the day. The second step that you talk about is developing a niche, which is being you, which is kind of related to what you just mentioned, but can you elaborate? What do you mean by that?
So the next step is expression. So once you have a thorough understanding and appreciation of your perfect client, who makes your heart sing, who do you love to serve, who walks through the door currently that loves you, that adores you, that values your services, your personality, everything you do within optical. Once you have an idea of that persona, that avatar, if you like, the expression is the next logical step, because you are now going to develop strategies and processes to present exactly what fits with that perfect client's expectations and requirements. And that starts to develop the niche. So in a nutshell, if it's something like, so for example, my perfect clients tend to be me. 50-year-old ladies, wear progressives, don't wear makeup anymore, very rarely, like to be sporty, like to be outside, like their friends to tell them they look great in their glasses.
Right.
that kind of thing.
All right.
Once you've got that in your head, think about developing that niche and that expression. What do my perfect clients want to hear me say? They want to hear affordable, beautiful, gorgeous, stimulating conversation, great pricing that means you can get 2 pairs. Helen's a licensed optician. She's a professional. She's engaging. She's funny. She's got kids. All this builds itself to developing a brand. Because once you develop your expression and start to explore the ways of presenting that to the perfect client, you are developing your brand. You are the brand.
Your brand's coming out of your own personal expression.
You are the brand, not the product, not the frames, not the lenses. You are the brand.
Again, this is really unique thinking to me. It sounds second nature to you, but no. In terms of a business model, these things are so critical and they make so much sense. And obviously, they're working for so many different people that you're working with, which is just spectacular. With that, how would you describe the third step? I had here website user friendly or maybe accessible versus maybe what it could be now, or which is maybe I'll let you elaborate on that.
Okay, the third step is advertising. A, and you'll see where this is going. It is an acronym. So you've got location, you've got expression, you've got advertising.
Gotcha.
Now, advertising can be anything. This is advertising. This face here,
right.
me talking to you right now, this is advertising. Now, advertising is only useful if we go back to what I said, you're saying the right thing to the right person at the right time where they're already looking. Otherwise, it doesn't work. It literally doesn't matter how fancy your website is, doesn't matter how gorgeous the glasses are or how great the prices are. If you're not saying the right thing to the right person at the right time where they're already looking, you might as well have a picture of a tin of baked beans up there. Right?
Right. Oh, I completely agree. ICClearly.com is exactly... We've crossed that exact bridge. I can't walk into a practice and just start talking about online orders, unless I like rotten fruit thrown at me. But you have to introduce your product the right way. I found a lot more success walking in and saying, we're here to help you sell your product online with your own people. And there's no Shopify store or anything like that involved. So it is what you say, and it is how you say it, and who you say it to. I mean, those are huge things.
Well, and if you think about the access to different platforms that we have now on social media, whether it's Facebook or TikTok or Instagram
right.
or LinkedIn, think about, again, there's no point putting a lot of energy and information into advertising on one platform that your perfect clients don't even engage with. So for me, 50 plus ladies, just, everyday ladies out shopping, out doing their thing, still working, got grown-up kids. Where are we looking? Where do we scroll? What are we looking for? We're checking out our daughter's pictures on Facebook. We're checking out, what's going to make the son laugh if I send him a quick Facebook post.
Right.
So that perfect client enjoys Facebook. It's not the same rule for everybody.
Right.
You determine which platform those perfect clients are utilizing. And that's where you need to be visible.
Which takes us to 4.
Alrighty. So number 4 is very close to my heart, Peter, and it's professionalism. Now, this does not mean a list of letters after your name. This does not mean you have to be a refracting optician or a contact lens fitter or a member of this educational body or this college or that college. This is about professional representation and a state of being so that your perfect clients receive that 100% professional experience that they've already decided you are going to give them. So all you are doing is meeting their expectations.
And you've created those expectations really preliminarily, but it's kind of without standing. That's awesome. And obviously a social media presence and polishing how that takes place is huge. And step 5 would be?
Step 5 is the power. And just to go a little bit back into professionalism, if you think about the perfect client who you value and is the source of your business success, engaging them with any kind of professional updates, whether it's any kind of update to the website or to the Facebook page, any education you've taken part in, let them know, convey that message, let them know you were in Vancouver doing a education upgrade on lens technology or on low vision or on macular degeneration. Make a Facebook post, put it out there. Oh, I can't believe what I learned this weekend. Come and see me this Thursday. I can now discuss magnification and illumination for Grandma and Aunt Betty and Uncle Joe. Let's make their lives better. See what I mean? It's
absolutely
include that professional update to the benefit of the perfect client. Number 5 is power. And what I mean by this, and it's very pertinent to students on the program as they're working over 10 weeks to develop their mobile optical business,
right.
You start to get busy really quickly once you start following the correct processes, and it can get overwhelming. And you have to start considering where you want to be in a few years.
Right.
Something like 75% of new business startups don't last 5 years.
Why is that?
If you do, why is that?
Yeah, what do you think's going on there?
People lose motivation for a number of reasons, and it's a vast array, Peter, that we could go down. But, I have a hankering after going back right to the beginning. If you don't decide on the perfect client, it's really hard to have the perfect recipe for success. If you get everything around that, it's very hard to go wrong. Very hard. So the power consideration is developing that business model to be profitable and sustainable, not just for today, not just for this year, not just to put 100 grand in the bank in the next 6 months. Right. It's to literally keep you here in your optical space, in your presence over the next 5 years and beyond. And that's what we teach in that final module. And it's really unique because it's been determined, and it's very unique. It could be Peter's business, it could be my business, it could be my daughter's business. It's been determined by the clients that were the initial fuel.
To the people from the beginning.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you then start to consider how to delegate, how to include different processes that perfect client wants. So, for example, just so this isn't just sales speak, here's a very typical example. Have a scheduler. Delegate. Have an online scheduling app on the website, on the Facebook page. Right. Never just put a Facebook post up, an Instagram post up with no call to action. Right. Or no way of me booking you. I might think you're the most wonderful thing since sliced bread, and then 2 days later I can't find you again. Whereas if I think it at that moment in time, right. And you've made it really quick and easy for me to book you. Instant. Now I'm booked. Now I'm coming to see you. Now I'm bringing my prescription. Now I know I'm getting my glasses in 2 weeks. Here's another one. Quick little handy tip. You can, as any business, and you could be selling baked potatoes from a potato stand. You could be selling sausages. You can now make a free QR code to get
Right.
reviews. There it is.
Boom.
Do it free. I can show you how. I can show any business model how to do that. It takes about 30 seconds. You get your QR code, put it on your business cards, have a little placemat like this, so that when a client at that moment in time says, Helen, I love my glasses. These are fantastic. Everything has been superb. I can't thank you enough. Boom. Can you review me, please? I want a 5-star Google review. Nothing less. Zap the phone. Boom. 50 plus Google reviews. That's the power.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and it does. It speaks to the experience, because you're right. No, people won't do it later. Immediate
Never.
is that's the way to take action. And how this is structured so much around working with people you're comfortable working with. I can't stress that enough, because that's hard. And really, in most brick and mortar environments, that is a big challenge for opticians. They don't, certainly if an optician is working, for practice manager or a doctor or whatnot, it's, there's freedoms that are limited. And with the model that you're bringing to play, not only is it more freeing, but you've done this, it works. The expression part of being you and having a niche that you're creating, that's so huge.
Well, it means every day is a good day, right? You're
Exactly.
not having those days where somebody's drained you, Peter, where with the best will in the world, not everybody loves you, and you don't love everybody. And if you could fill that working day with the people that you know absolutely just love everything that you're doing, and you love everything they're doing back, what a wonderful workplace that is.
You've just described my podcast experience.
Woohoo! Absolutely.
I really didn't see that it's nearly exactly what you're describing. Because it is, both of us are passionate about opticians, about optical, about the one-on-one relationships. Obviously, we kind of like the territory and the marketing part of it too. I don't know about you, but I'm fascinated by that. You bring all these components into an accessible business that is very buildable and very relatable to people. The cool thing is, it's not, you don't have to have oodles of experience in optical. You have to know what you want and what you want to develop, and then you commit to your craft. And
absolutely.
That's so awesome. What a fantastic business model. You did a webinar. Obviously it's way more elaborate than what we've talked about now, and I definitely wanted to put the links to it. Is there any other information that you wanted to talk about while we are podcasting right now?
Oh, Peter, thank you so much. Well, the webinar, so there's a couple you can choose. I put a LinkedIn post up not so long ago. So if people are serious about investigating mobile optical, the webinar is about 45 minutes long, and it goes through those 5 steps, and it does give you a very thorough insight into what's possible, what's attainable. Now, if that then piques the interest enough that you are serious about creating a business model and you'd like my help, my students then book a free 45-minute strategy call with me. I have the scheduling link available, and basically they get that time to discuss their ideas and concepts with me. I use those calls to screen if they're serious enough and got the right mindset to come through onto the program, because I don't want everybody, Peter. I don't. I want people that
the same thing.
Right? And I want people that come on that are actually determined to be successful.
Right.
I can work with those people.
Yeah.
And over 10 weeks, I will work hand over fist to make their dreams come true and make that a reality. So
And
that's
it's
what I
happening.
do.
It's
Yeah.
happening. There's 32 international independent optical businesses as of 2023 that are experiencing what we've been talking about. I just
Yeah.
think this is so awesome. And, we've really only begun to touch a little bit of what you do and what you're involved in. And, hopefully we can meet and do this again another time and elaborate a little bit more on that process, because it is important for people to experience that litmus test thing as they walk into this experience with you. And it's
Mm.
not, you know, there's no locked doors behind them. They're not, it's no lock and key. This is an experience where they can learn directly from you. They can engage back and forth with you to determine how it would fit for them, not just where they are, but if their personality is a fit to do this, like you've been talking about.
Mm-hmm. And I don't do franchises, Peter. I'm not interested. I want people to be individually successful, develop their own brand, go off and do whatever they want, whether it's, safety frames and they just want to work once every 3 months with their business that's in their particular part of the world. If they want to do seniors, if they want to do hip and trendy, if they whatever they think their perfect client is, that's the business model. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing to have that.
Absolutely. And like you said, you're not interested in the franchise model. That's because of, it's the heart of an optician kind of thing. It's, there's something about helping people see clearly that is rewarding, in a way that is not financial. And um, it's done difficult things in places for opticians, but there's people like you that have a complete roadmap on how to take control of that and make it what you want it to be.
Absolutely. And information and education is priceless. I don't think there's any education I've done in my life that I haven't utilized in some shape or form. Maybe not particularly pertinent to what I did it for at the time, but information is power. And
completely.
I truly believe that the business education and the mentorship involved in my program facilitates success. And yes, that comes at a price. It's part of a business model. Absolutely. Because you're engaging me with my time and you're receiving information to help you prevent you making costly mistakes when developing a business. Exactly. I've made all the mistakes. You don't have to.
Right. I back in the 90s when I was starting my mobile optical business, I had no clue what I was doing. All I knew was that I wanted to, help people that couldn't get out and around. And that's all I knew. And I knew how to make glasses and I knew the nuts and bolts, but getting out, it ended up being way more of a labor of love than anything as sophisticated as what you've, put together here. And the way that you bring different parts of expertise from your past experiences into this, I think that's kind of an intangible to what you're doing, and I think it's completely awesome. So thank you so much for doing this and taking time late in the day on a Friday. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Peter.
I look forward to doing this again at a future date, and we'll certainly put links to the multiple webinars. You and I will exchange anything that we need to via email after this. Thanks again so much. Thank you, everyone, for another awesome episode of Optometry Profits Revealed. This has been Peter Precht with Helen Whitaker. Thank you so much. Take good care, everyone, and we'll see you next episode.